Pleasant good afternoon to everyone. As was indicated, my name is Carlton Phipps. I'm the Director of Statistics in the Ministry of Sustainable Development. And today I'm here to present on the Poverty Alleviation Program that is being operated by the Ministry of Sustainable Development. Now, the Poverty Alleviation Program is a social assistance program of the Ministry of Sustainable Development that was launched in December of 2018. The PAP, as we call it, and some people affectionately call it the $500 program, aims to assist the poor and the needy and the most vulnerable households among us. Herein, households earning under $3,000 could apply and receive consideration of a monthly stipend of $500. Now, with the confirmation of COVID-19 cases in St. Kitts Nevis and the likely ripple effect on the people of our federation, the ministry, under the leadership of the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, and our Permanent Secretary, Ms. Elrita Simpson-Brown, moved to expand this PAP initiative that we've been running since 2018. Herein, an additional $5 million was added to the budget to support persons affected by COVID-19. This new initiative aimed to offer temporary support to persons who were laid off from their jobs, receiving reduced hours/pay from their jobs, or their business closed entirely because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, within the office, in order to reduce the risk of the contracting or the spreading of the virus, there are several protocols that we put in place in order to be able to move this process forward in terms of being able to help persons while at the same time taking the necessary precautions. For one, we put online the application form at our website, www.stats.gov.kn. We also launched a public awareness campaign online using Facebook and other media to get the word out that our application form is now online. We also limited the number of persons allowed in the office. One person, not more than one person at a time. We also provided contact information so that persons willing to complete the form or have queries about the process of completing the form, that they could do so by contacting us via our telephone numbers. Within these, this is just a few precautions that we have taken. Also in our office, that we would have reduced our staff, practicing proper social distances, with about 50% of the staff operating, working on this process. If I could give a few statistics based on the information that we have put together so far. And this is based on data that we have compiled up to Friday of last week. So far we have had, as of Friday last week, we had 685 applications processed. 59% were female applicants, as against 41% males. Thanks. If we look at it across industries, based on what we've completed so far, the largest sector, 30%, is from the hotel sector. Other significant sectors include the retail sector, particularly those stores that are on Port Zante, those sort of tourism-related businesses. Transportation, the taxi and tour operators, personal services, and manufacturing as being some of the key areas that were from the forms that we have received so far. In terms of approval, of the 685 applications that we have processed so far, 72% of those were approved for payment. 9% received conditional approval. Conditional approval meaning that they provided partial data, perhaps a letter from the employer indicated that they were laid off, or completed the form and indicated that they worked probably at a hotel, and we knew that most of the hotels are closed. So we gave them a conditional approval on the basis that once they provided us with the additional information that we can complete the application process, that these could move to final approval. Those in the not approval category, for the most part, these were others who either submitted partially completed forms, or forms, additional information that we required to make a definite decision that was not available. So these are persons that we're reaching out to sort out those ones. Thanks. Now, eligibility to the PAP program, as we call it. Persons who were given reduced hours pay without supplementary support. Persons who were laid off from their jobs. Persons who were made redundant. That means that their position was officially terminated. Persons who cannot do business because their market has disappeared. For example, we know that the tour taxi operators, the craft vendors, the ships not coming, the planes not coming, that these persons are not able to ply their trade. Also, the category of persons who, based on the close contact nature of their services, that they are unable also to really apply their trade. Next. Now, there's a category of persons that we indicate need not to apply. Why we say that? Persons already receiving social assistance from the Department of Social Services. They're already receiving some benefits from government. Persons who want reduced hours and payment, but we know Social Security and Labor Department in collaboration is offering assistance through the COVID-19 Relief Fund, that persons applying to this program and receiving that support, that they would not also apply to the PAP program, recognizing the fact that, I will put it that, the idea in the Ministry offering assistance is that we want to be able to provide some level of comfort and support to households, but not to the extent that we're putting persons in a position better than what they were before. This is about support, not putting you over the top. The other category, persons whose income well over $3,000 and were not significantly impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, how to apply? As I indicated earlier, that the application form is on our website. Visit our website, stats.gov.kn. As you go to that website, there will be a pop-up ad, Poverty Alleviation Program. You click on the ad and you read through the explanatory notes, which we have there. And to the bottom of that section, you will then see download application form. You complete the form, you save it, and then you return it to us via our email, which is statistics, the full word statistics, @gov.kn. We have had several cases where persons have been trying to complete the form on their phone and failing to save the form before they send it back to us. The form is coming back to us blank. So reminding persons to ensure that the information, after inputting the information in the form, that you ensure that you save the form before you try to email it to the department. Now, in addition to the application form, there are some additional documents that are required. Number one, a letter from the employer indicating that the applicant is receiving reduced hours or was laid off from the job or is made redundant because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We also need a copy of the person's recent payslip, a copy of an official ID. It could be a Social Security, driver's license, voter ID, passport, proof of address, which is a bill or some other, for example, in the voter's ID, I know that particular one has the person's address in it. But for the most part, we've been using a bill with the person's name and address. Proof of nationality, where you're petition or you're of another country, that you provide us with some proof of your nationality. And if you're a non-national, that you would provide us a copy of your residency status. Now, some of the major issues that we have noticed from the applications that we've been receiving so far. Number one, partially completed form. So the applicants would complete the first section perhaps with the personal information, the name, date of birth, gender, address, etc. But when it comes to the employment section, that is left blank. Some people will say English is a funny language. One of the questions that we have in the questionnaire is number of persons in the household employed. And I guess for some, well, I'm not working at this time, so they put 0 or they put nothing. But really, what we're looking for is up to the point of the onset of cases in St. Kitts Nevis, what was your position, the number of persons up to then who were working. We do recognize, once you fill in the details in the employment section, that perhaps say you were working at a particular hotel, and we know that is closed, so we know that you're not working right now. Other issue we have is that person put in unemployed, but this is not clear to us whether you've been unemployed before the crisis or thereafter. No contact information provided. In some cases, we have to follow up with persons either to get their banking details or get some other documents that is needed. If there's no contact information, we are unable to get in touch with you. Applicants submitting the same information several times, as these emails are coming through our email. These forms are coming through our email. Now, it has been a challenge in terms of the number of applications that we're receiving. I could say on average, we receive about 100 applications per day. And if we have to take the time to respond to each one, yes, we receive, it would really take away a lot of time from the whole processing of the application. So what we have been doing is, as we go through the applications, if there is missing information, then we would contact the person and have them submit the necessary information that we are requesting. So we apologize, bear with us, but we cannot respond to every email that we receive. We are trying our best to move the process along, and that persons who are in need of the money and are qualified to receive those funds receive them at the soonest possible time. Another one is the insistence of persons bringing the form and other documents to the office. We have put up several notices on the office asking that persons would, as much as possible, use the email for submitting the information. We do understand, yes, that some persons do not have access to the necessary technology, so they have no choice. But for every person that brings in a form to the office, there is a risk of bringing the virus along with you. If we have a case being brought to the office, someone is affected, it means that the whole office potentially can be affected, which means that we probably would have to close down operation for a little while for everyone to get tested and for the office to be disinfected or sanitized. So we are encouraging persons as much as possible. If it is not necessary for you to come to the office, as it is, you have other options to submit the information through our emails, please do so. Alternatively, we also have been taking persons' contact information so we can call you and complete the form. Yes, the additional information that we would have to discuss with you in terms of how we can get those. Last but not least, persons applying to the regular PAP must complete the form in its entirety. So the application form, as you said, persons who are laid off, they are complete just the initial section which refer to themselves alone. But persons who are completing the form because they wish to apply to the program because their household income generally fall below the $3,000. You have to complete all sections of the form, which include providing information on the additional members of the household who are working. Last but not least, we posted this flyer recently, which, as you say, it's also on our office, that would encourage persons to sign up online, our website, stats.gov.kn, our email address, statistics@gov.kn, our telephone numbers, 467-1257 or 662-3597. Thank you.